So this is the first. I am in my office, or me and Charlie's office. We share this space. And I am going to do something I've never done before, but I've always wanted to do. I've kind of done little bits and pieces sort of like this on my Instagram. But I'm going to film a makeup tutorial. Ooh. So I've prepped my skin. It's all clean and ready to go. And I'm really excited because today the palette I want to kind of review, use, whatever you want to call it, is the Colourpop Mandalorian Baby Yoda palette. I got this probably a week and a half ago maybe, and as soon as they announced the collaboration, I was like, I need to have that. I ordered it, it got here, and I have yet to touch it. It is so cute. If you love The Mandalorian and if you love Star Wars like I do, it's perfect. Like the names of the colors and the colors themselves, and also big deal, Colourpop never do mirrors in their palettes. So this one has a mirror. It says the cutest in the galaxy on it. It's so cute, and so I'm really excited to give it a play today. The other thing about it is I have never in my life used green eyeshadow, so this will be an interesting foray into green eyeshadow. Just watched the new episode of The Mandalorian that came out today on the 13th of November. It was amazing, especially good if you are a Star Wars fan that likes the animated series. There are some really special, the animated series, both of them. There are some really special things that happen in this episode that if you like those, you will be extremely excited. So I'm going to start by priming my skin. So first I'm going to take the Tarte, this is the Timeless Smoothing Primer base, and I'm just going to use it in my T-zone area because that's where my pores show the most, because it's generally where most people's pores show the most, and just kind of use it to fill in my pores. Next, I am going to take the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. This is one that a lot of people use, but it's the reason a lot of people use it is because it is fantastic. It gives your base enough hydration while still getting that grip, which is great because it makes your face last longer. Just massaging that into the skin. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with foundation and concealer. Today I want to use the NARS. This is the Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. I used to use the NARS, I have it. I think they've changed the formulation on all their foundations. So, because I used to use the All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation, and it doesn't feel the same as it used to. So I bought this as well, so I have both of these, and I like this one so much more. I'm typically someone that really likes a matte look foundation, but this one, even though it is radiant, it's not to the point where it's oily. Normally I try to like steer away from things that are radiant because don't need more shine than I already have. So this one I was a little bit nervous about, but I watched some videos on it and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give that a try. And I did, and I fell in love with it. So ever since then, I've been using it. It's one of the ones that like is my easy go-to. Like if I want a really good base, I'll just be like, yeah, that's for today. Which is most days when I do my makeup. I'm just like, you know what? Stick with it. Stick with what I know and what I like. Especially because, like I said, it just makes my skin look really, really nice. And it has really good coverage, which is my big thing. Personally, I'm not the type of person that like, when I have makeup on, I want it to kind of not look like, I don't want it to look cakey, but I want to see a difference. I don't want it to like just barely cover. I want to see the difference in my skin and my foundation. So this is one that's coverage is really quite good. So next I'm going to go in with concealer. I am using the Jouer. It is their Essential High Coverage Liquid Concealer, and I use it in the color Custard because I'm pasty. And that's it. That's how you finish your makeup. Just like that. Clearly. Just put a little bit on because I do have quite dark circles under my eyes. Extra. Goodbye. No more. Okay, so on to the next bit. I am going to set my face with my powder. For setting powder, I use the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter powder in the color Butter. I just love this. It's a really finely milled powder, so it just goes on super smooth and is very like velvety feeling afterwards, which is really nice. I don't wear black when I do makeup. I don't understand why makeup artists wear all black, or like makeup artists and hairstylists. Why do they wear all black? It gets everywhere. When I used to work at the beauty counter, we had to wear all black, and I'm like, but makeup gets everywhere and you can see it, especially powder. Just get whatever. Small complaint. So now that that is set and I look like a ghost, I'm gonna look like a ghost with eyebrows now. So for my brows, I'm using the Benefit Precisely My Brow in the color 3. I just upped from the 2 to the 3, mainly because the 2 was my summer color and the 3 is much more closer to what my roots are now. And I'll brush through them. See, this is the nice thing about this palette, is that it does have a mirror and it's super easy handhold palette. It's a really good size. So just carved out the shape. Now I'm gonna go in to fill it in. Okay, so brow number 1 is done. Now I'm gonna go do the other side. It's crazy to see the difference of like what actually filling in your brows does. But one done, now on to the next. So now, like I said, I am a ghost but with eyebrows. So we're gonna go on to the eyes, which is of course part I'm most excited about. But first, before we go into using the palette, I'm gonna prime my eyes with the MAC Soft Ochre Longwear Propane Pot. Before we went in, we're in lockdown again here in the UK. And before we went into lockdown, I went and I got my nails taken off, which was sad. But it's made doing my makeup a lot easier because the makeup, when you go in with your finger, doesn't get stuck under your nail, which is like one of the big problems I have with the very few things I do actually use my fingers for instead of using a brush, like my primers. But it's really nice to not get it all stuck underneath and feel like you're wasting so much. Okay, so here's the part that I'm nervous for and I'm most excited about. But we're gonna go in to the Mandalorian Colourpop palette. I'm going to take one of my fluffy blender brushes. This is the Morphe R39 brush, and I'm going to go into Just Like a Tatooine, which is right up at the top. It's a really good transition color, but I'm going to use it just to lay down my crease, just to add that definition. Oh yeah, that goes on really nice. So we're gonna go into the greens now, which I'm terrified about. So first I'm gonna go in with Babyface, which is the heart of the palette. And then I think I'm going to use Float Your Crib. So we're starting off with Babyface. It's so green, which I know is the point, but this is the first time ever in my life I have used green eyeshadow. So I didn't even use blue eyeshadow, let alone green. Oh my god. It's not horrible, it's just different. It's like a mossy, almost, like, just like a haze, which I'm not super, I don't hate, it's just not what I'm used to. Going on the other eye, let's see. Okay, and now I'm gonna go in with Float Your Crib. Very cute Baby Yoda reference. Or the child reference, excuse me. Oh wow. I'm just packing that color on and then kind of like fluffing it out right in the outer corner of my eye. I don't hate it. It's just so not what I'm accustomed to, but I don't hate it. Okay, so this is what we have so far. Like I said, I don't hate it. It's just very different. I'm gonna go down onto the actual lid now. I think I'm going to take Little Frog, good reference from the first season of The Mandalorian, and I'm gonna use that right on the outside corner. This is the first of the more shimmery, glitter-like colors. I think I'm gonna take Droid Protocol, and I'm just gonna go a little over. Just because that's like the really deep, it's the darkest color of the palette, and it's a brown. And I think I just want a little more definition towards the outside. Oh baby. Oh baby Yoda. That was a really dumb joke. Don't let me get away with that. Okay, so now that I put that on, I'm gonna go back over it with Little Frog. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's a move. Okay, so I'm gonna take a clean brush now and go into some of the lighter satiny glittery colors. So first I'm gonna go in with Sipping Soup, which is that one right there on the edge. Oh, that's a really pretty shade. Like it just goes on really smoothly. Oh, I love that. I really do. I'm just kind of taking that all over the lid. I was going to use Right Hand Mando as well, but I don't think I really need it. I think if you're doing something similar, you could switch out Sipping Soup with Right Hand Mando, but it's not necessary to do both. One of my favorite shades in this palette is the Force, which is this one right here. I'm gonna use that and I'm gonna take that right on the outside. Actually, I'm gonna take my finger and do it because it's quite loose. A little bit of fallout with that one. I think it would have been a lot worse with the brush. Do the little hand thing when you use the Force. Look at the color though. That is really beautiful. Okay, so lastly, I'm going to go in with Precious Cargo. I'm gonna take that right on the inside corner. Right on the inside corner. It's a nice little pop. Now I want to, because I kind of want to take it on the lower lash line. I'm gonna take Droid Protocol, which I know is kind of basic, just do the brown, but I just feel like that's gonna bring out the browns the most. So before I finish my eyes and blend this all out, I'm actually gonna take a lighter color from a different palette just to kind of carve out underneath the eyebrow. I'm gonna take Charmer. This is the Tarte in Bloom palette. I mean, you could take any like creamy white color and do this. Okay, so now I'm gonna take my Spectrum Collections blender brushes and now I'll blend them out. Okay, now that that is all fluffed and blended out, I'm gonna go in and finish my eyes with eyeliner and mascara. For eyeliner, I'm going to use the Rare Beauty, it's Perfect Strokes. This I bought in the US before I left to come here to the UK, and Rare Beauty is not available in the UK yet. So I'm hoping that it gets here very soon because I really, really, really love this eyeliner. Wing number 1 is done. On to wing number 2. I don't know if anybody else finds this, but I find I rest my hand too much on my face when I do my eyeliner, but I don't know any other way to anchor so that way I don't make a mess of it. If you have any tips and tricks on how to better not touch and possibly shift your foundation, I'd love that. So now I'm going to go in with mascara. I'm using Bambi Eyes by L'Oreal. I found this because I got an ad, I think on probably YouTube, that they had this collaboration with Disney and Bambi, and I was like, oh, I'll try that. And it's honestly the best mascara I've ever used. Go in and lift and separate. Okay, so all done with the eyes. Now I'm gonna go in and take care of my face. We're gonna do some contouring and some highlighting and some blush. So for contour, I'm going in with the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil. So here in the UK, we are in lockdown again. It's been just over a week since it started. Like, it was last Thursday it got started. And it's been quite difficult. More so than it was for me in the US the first time, because when I was in the US, I had my car. So my sister and I would just go out and like drive around with each other. And that's how we pass the time. And now that I'm here, don't have a vehicle, there's no way to go out. And nothing's really open to go to anyway. So it's feeling very confining. So if anybody has any recommendations on things to do to help pass the time, I love those. Mainly because I'm bored out of my mind. Maybe I'll make more makeup videos. Give the video a thumbs up if you like that. That sounds really weird to say out loud, but you know, it's got to be done. So I'm going to take the Milani. This is the 01 Flowers of Love palette for blush. And I'm taking, I don't think these colors have names. No. But I'm going to take the dark color right here on the end. Just blend that up. Hi, Charlie.
I don't know if you were done. You've been going for ages.
No, I'm not done yet, but I'm almost done. Say hi.
Hi.
And now I'm gonna take the Jouer Citrine Powder Highlight and just highlight all those good places. So last but not least, lips. I'm going to go in with the Too Faced Melted Matte lipstick in Sellout. This is one of my absolute favorite colors, just such a good nude and such a good matte lipstick. But I kind of want to go in with this since there's a lot going on with the eyes. I really want to go in with something really neutral. So now I'm going to go in and set with the Makeup Forever Professionals Mist and Fix 02. So that is my makeup all finished. I'm actually a really big fan of it. I didn't think I was going to like it as much as I do, especially because, like I said, I've never in my life used green eyeshadow before, and I wouldn't necessarily pick green eyeshadow with blue eyes. I do really like it, actually. That is it for today, and I hope you like the video. If you want more, please subscribe, and hopefully I'll do more in the future. We'll see. Mainly because I'm in lockdown and there's not much else to do. Bye.